Welcome to my channel. This is Muli. So those of you who are just watching my first video for the first time, please subscribe so that you do not miss out other videos which I'll be posting. So this is the introductory part of functions, as you can see here. So I noticed when I was looking at these questions, they are not in a good order. What do I mean? I won't start answering with question 1, but I'll start with 2, then in that order, then I'll come back to 1. Because if I start with 1, there are certain things which you need to understand for you to have a better understanding of how you can answer question 1. So let's start with question 2, which says that you need to list the domain and the range, and also what will be the range and the domain if your function is in the inverse form. So that is our question. So what you need to understand basically, those of you who are unable to see these questions, don't worry, I'll share them in the description so that you'll be able to see these questions so that you can answer them. Don't worry. So now let us look at question 2. So what you need to understand is that that set is considered to be like it's on the number line. So what do I mean? These points which you are seeing here, they are more like coordinates on the x or y plane coordinate. So the x values mean represent what? The domain, and the y value represent for what? The range in this case. So when you ask to find the domain in this such questions, so always just go for the x coordinates, what they mean. But what if you find that you have 2 points which are, for instance, maybe 2,2 again in the set? You just pick one, don't pick 2. No, just pick 1, 2, or the same is explained for y also. So then when it comes to the range, you just get your y values or y coordinates, you list them like I did. For the inverse, you just swap them, but you do the same like I did here in listing. So this is how you go about in answering. Those of you can challenge yourself, you can pause the video and try to find your B. How you can find your B these questions for B. You can pause the video so that you can see if you have understood what I have explained from what I did in the first attempt. But here are the answers. So same is explained also here. Those of you got it right, congratulations. Those of you couldn't get it right, there's always next time. Don't worry, keep on practicing, you come to understand. So now let us move on to the other question, which is question 2. Question 2 is talking about we are verifying that if the two given functions are what? Inverse. So each time when you hear inverse, it's more like you're finding the what is. For you to have a better understanding, pick any of these functions and find the inverse. If the inverse of that function will be similar to the other function, meaning that those two functions are inverse of each other. This is how you do it. So what you do, you just say f inverse. For instance, here I picked this function, then I try to find the inverse. So for you to find the inverse, the first function of f of x should be equals to what? To y. Then I make x a subject to formula. That's a go. So you swap this, it goes to the other side, then the other y goes to the other side, then I make x a subject to formula. After doing so, then that is my inverse. So you notice that this is similar to what? To this. So meaning that these are what? Inverse to each other. Moving on to the other one. Those of you who want to try it out, the other one, you can pause the video and try it out. But here is how you go about. Same. So you pick n of these, you pick n. So I picked f again. So I did the same here. As you can notice at this stage, since this has a square root at the cube root, so to get rid of cubed here, to get rid of the cubed, I'll introduce the cube root both sides. So as you can see, even this one is similar to the what? To that. So it's also proven. So moving to the next one, you can pause the video if you want to try out. This is how you go about it. Now this is a bit tricky, so you do the same also. Since in this case I took this one so that I want to see what it will give me. So I will do the same. G of x should be equals to y like I did here. Then next, after doing so, then I cross multiplied, then it gave me that, as you can see. So I'm interested in the x, so this can go the other side, then this one goes to the other side. So now if you notice, this will be a bit cumbersome. So the best you can just do, let this x go the other side, you see, so that it becomes negative x, as you can see down there. So then you swap them. Now this is what I did here at this stage. You just swap them. Since it is x, y minus x, then there will be 1. Since this won't be long, it will no longer be here, then it will be like this. Then here you factorize your x, then your answer will come out like this. Therefore the g inverse of x is that expression, which is what? Also similar to f of x. So meaning that this is what? Similar also. So you can try out one. See, I didn't answer it. So moving on to the other question, which is question 4. Question 4, they were talking about given that the function, you find the f inverse. I've taught you how to find the f inverse, but there's an addition of information, which is f of f inverse of x, to prove that is equals to what? To x. Or that case also, f inverse of f of x should be equals to what? X. So this is how you do it also. So you do the same for the inverse I taught you. So first of all, you need to find the inverse. So for the inverse, I believe you know how to do it. So I'll move on to the other question. This is how you do it. How easily do you do this? So how I do it, I just break it. I introduce bigger brackets. Then this, I just write it. Then this also, I just put it in what? Bigger brackets, like this. As you can see, this is what I do it. Then I forget about these brackets. This is what you're seeing down there. Then upon doing so, what is my f inverse? Like I had found my f inverse to be like this. Then I just replace it, meaning that in the f function where there's x, I would place with this value. This is what I mean here. So like in this question, it's better for you to do what? To take f of x to be what? As 2 divided by that expression, which is x minus 1. Because I know there'll be a lot of fraction. A lot of people get confused. This is how you easily answer such than you put in a lot of brackets. If you don't know how to do it in a appropriate manner, you might get it wrong. Like this expression here, you might get it wrong. Here you replace with a function, with a fraction, it will be hard for you. But this way I feel like it's better. So it will look like this. Now where there's x everywhere, I put this expression, so it will be like this. So in this case, only here where I'll replace. After doing so, you find that it will be like this now. So since here for x, for -1, I can put over 1 there, so that I do what? I balance them. So after doing so, I cross multiply. You find that these, they'll cancel out, then to be like this. Then at this stage, since it's division to be multiplication, then they will swap, then to look like that. So upon doing so, you find that it will give you what? X. Hence it is what? Shown. Moving on to the other part, you do the same also, like those steps which I have been explaining. After doing so, then also you take it in this form than the way it is. It will be easy for you. No wonder you see it will be easy for you. So same here, over 1, you cross multiply, then you find that certain things start cancelling out. Then there also you find that it will cancel out, then it will also give you what? X, as shown. Now moving on to the question 1, which is a bit different from these other questions. Let's see what it was talking about. But basically, as you can see also here, the same application is done. The g of h of x also. Then here you are finding the range and also what? The domain. So most likely the combination of question 2 and the other questions which we solved. So you do the same also. You break it down like the way it is here. Here, the way it is, you introduce those brackets so that it becomes easy for you. Then meaning that you forget about this and forget about that. Then you replace, then to come out like this. So hopefully you understand very well what these mean. I'd explain in another video because they're very useful at this stage. So upon doing so, for you to find your domain, this one, it won't give you any. So meaning that when you replace all real numbers, do you have any possibility that you won't have a defined answer? You find that there isn't. So no wonder the domain is what? This. It's more practical. I explain more about this in other videos. I'm just giving you an hint. So same with the range also. It has no limit. This is a linear expression. Linear expressions, the domain and the range is what? And if starting from -infinity to positive infinity. So in other videos, I explain more when it comes to this question. Hopefully this has given you an insight based on this question. So some of you who might want to try out try out, so that I see how you can do it. You can give me the answers in the comment section. Hopefully this has given you an insight. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, so that when I post other videos you benefit.